we were in Thailand a month before we started filming. And so we did, during that month was all of our dive certifications that we had to do, and also all of our rehearsal time. So during that time, Catherine and I got a lot of time to rehearse together. The chemistry naturally was built because we all had to rely on each other so much just as a cast to get through the day because it's a very physically demanding film. So I think the chemistry was very, very natural, but I think we wanted to play against type a little bit. I wanted to be a little bit dominating. I wanted to be a little bit like aggressive, and she wanted to start off playing it a little bit more timid. And so it was really fun to be able to work off of each other because I actually think that in our careers it's typically switched. And so I was kind of able to ask her, like, okay, well, like, how would you approach this character? And she was able to kind of ask the same in me. So that was really cool. We were in the water about 12 to 13 hours a day. Listen, I think how we handled all that pressure and just the physicality of it all is we were really supported. Like, we had phenomenal security dive teams that really supported us. Like, we felt very safe if ever there was a situation where, one of us might have had a started running out of steam. There was always a safety diver right there to like give us a buoy and help us. Everything that you see is like real. Like most of those shots, like, I mean, it's 30, 40, 50 feet deep in some of those pools. And there are days that, we filmed whole sequences where we never even surfaced out of the water. And the only way we were able to do that was because the crew and production helped us
I
immensely.
think what's so different about horror versus any other genre is that you can really feel the emotion like on set. Like we're going to these creepy caves, these creepy sets. We got like a giant 15-foot fake shark in our pool. Like everything's dark. I don't know. The atmosphere on set was super real. It was awesome. It was just scary enough. And so it was enjoyable. It was easier to get into it.
Training was sick. It's one of my favorites. The water crew was unreal. The diving crew was unreal. Learning how to hold your breath longer. It's peaceful, very zen. You got to put it into the real world with other things, intense situations. You know, I got anxiety. I think about this breath work, it's gone.
I think something that I've always kind of gotten from this whole story is that, like, I think if they would have maybe talked some things through, like before they went into the cave, it would have gone better for them. I think that, honestly, I think that like a big moral of the story is how important communication is and how important, um, especially when you're going into something like that's a little scary like that, like, and maybe gets scarier. It's important to just like be on the same page with the people around you, especially with film. There's so much, like, we everybody's watching TikToks and reels and everything, and I think that with a film it really gives you time to care about the characters that you're scared for. And I think that's like the key to any kind of horror, thriller, anything is, it's all is lost if you don't care what happens to these characters. I think that's really where, the fear comes from, is where you're like, I actually want to see them all make it out of this cave. And I don't want anyone to die. I find them all interesting, and I want to know their stories, and I want to see what happens. And I think that I think film can do that so well because it gives you the time to spend with those characters beforehand, before they're put into this situation where you actually care what happens to them.